Some of the best men's style that's happening right now is being created by slightly overweight, middle aged, or older guys who you have never even heard of. Now, when most people think about the guys that are pushing men's style, they think of celebrities. They think of guys like Chris Pine or Jacob Elordi or Austin Butler, guys that are fit and handsome and high status and famous. And like they're the ones that everybody goes to because mostly this is who women go to and this is who women swoon over. And they certainly can and do things incredibly well. There's a reason that we keep going to these guys as resources to understand fashion and style. But when you get to a certain age and you get to a certain level of accomplishment, things shift a little bit differently. And you think about status or attraction or a lot of these very kind of like young, energetic movers in a totally different way. One of the more common comments that I get on my content is guys will say things like, yeah, I used to care about this stuff until I got to X age, and then I stopped caring what anybody thinks of me. And that's valid to some extent. But what's so interesting is a lot of times the guys who say that they don't care what anybody thinks of them use that as an excuse to dress down and get sloppy. And I have a lot more fun seeing guys that take that maturity and that indifference and use it as an opportunity to get more playful and to get more experimental and more expressive with their style. This is a guy who's really not nearly as concerned as the average young guy who wants to look smacks or be hot, but he's not just your typical old guy that's fading away into nothing. He's having a lot of fun with this. It's almost like these guys fit within a subset of the rakish archetype that has this kind of like Dionysian energy to it. You think of the god Dionysus, and he was the lord of the earth, and it was all about fertility in both crops and children and everything else. And these guys have an element of playfulness and abundance, and it almost reads like the ghost of Christmas present. And you want to be pulled into it. It's something that treats the maturity of masculinity as almost this like horseshoe theory of going back into the playfulness that we got to experience as boys. Now, it's not for everybody, no style is, but I do think we're going to see more and more of this, especially as culturally we start to move away from a lot of the like grind set and hustle culture that was really predominant in the 2010s and kind of early 2020s. We're going to see people that want to be more present. They want to be more whimsical. They want to be more immersive and in the moment as opposed to just work, 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 project, project, project. And I think that this type of style does create a little bit more of that presence and playfulness. And it's almost like the antithesis of the grind set. And the thing that I love most about this whole ethos is that it really does just drive home and solidify the idea that style is for everybody and it's a tool that can be used to communicate whatever you want it to.